Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering you've lost everything, your job, your savings, even the people you loved. This happened to Marcus Aurelius, not once, but repeatedly. Plagues devastated Rome, betrayals shook his empire, death took those he loved most. And yet he wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." How? How does someone maintain their sanity when the world falls apart? The answer isn't what you think. It's not about positive thinking. It's not about ignoring your problems. It's something far more powerful. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to share 11 strategies that the ancient Stoics used to master their minds. These aren't theories. These are battle-tested techniques used by emperors, slaves, and warriors who faced real darkness and conquered it. But here's the catch. You need to hear all 11 because each one builds on the last. Skip ahead and you'll miss the foundation. Stay with me, and by the end, you'll have a complete framework for mental strength. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. Why? Because what I'm about to share goes against everything modern self-help tells you, and if this resonates, you'll want more. Let's begin. Strategy number 1, the priority principle. Here's a truth that'll sting. You're probably living someone else's life right now. You wake up to notifications, you respond to other people's demands, you work on their priorities. And by the time you collapse into bed, you haven't spent 10 minutes on what actually matters to you. The Stoics called this slavery. Not the physical kind, the mental kind. You've handed control of your life to everyone else. Epictetus, who was an actual slave before becoming a philosopher, said something radical. No person is free who is not master of himself. Think about that. A man in chains, teaching emperors about freedom. So here's strategy number 1. Reclaim your mornings. Not with a generic morning routine, with 15 minutes of what the Stoics called premeditatio, setting your intention before the world attacks. Here's exactly how. First, ask yourself, if today were the last day of my life, what would I regret not doing? Write it down. Next, visualize 3 obstacles you'll face today, not to worry, to prepare. Marcus Aurelius did this every morning. He'd think, today I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, violent. Why? So nothing could shake him. Finally, choose 1 priority, not 10, 1. The Stoics knew that scattered energy equals wasted energy. I know what you're thinking. I don't have time for this. Wrong. You don't have time not to do this. Those 15 minutes save you hours of reacting instead of acting. And here's why this matters for strategy number 2, which we're about to cover. You can't enhance your external presence until you've mastered your internal state. Stay with me. Strategy 2, the appearance doctrine. Now, some of you are rolling your eyes. Stoicism is about inner strength, not appearance. You're half right. The Stoics understood something modern philosophy forgot. Your external state affects your internal state, and vice versa. Marcus Aurelius wore the purple robes of an emperor, even when he didn't want to. Why? Because the external signals the internal. When you look like you've given up, your brain gets the message, we have given up. This isn't about vanity, it's about integrity, alignment between who you are and how you show up. Strategy number 2, audit your appearance, right now. 3 questions. Does how you look reflect who you want to become? Not who you were, not who others want you to be, who you want to become. Are you dressing for comfort or for confidence? There's a difference. Comfort says, I've surrendered. Confidence says, I'm ready. Whoa, when you look in the mirror, do you see someone you'd respect? Here's the Stoic twist. This isn't about impressing others. It's about self-respect. Seneca wrote, a good character is the only guarantee of everlasting carefree happiness. Your appearance is the first chapter of that character. Make it count. Practical action. Tomorrow morning, dress like the person you're becoming, not the person you were yesterday. Notice how it changes your behavior. Chaku strategy 3, the smile paradox. This one sounds absurd until you try it. The Stoics discovered something that neuroscience proved 2,000 years later. Your face talks to your brain. When you smile, even artificially, your brain releases dopamine. Your stress hormones drop. Your perspective shifts. Marcus Aurelius smiled after his son died. Not because he was happy, because he refused to let tragedy control his mind. That's the paradox. You don't smile because you're happy. You smile to create happiness. Strategy 3, the 3-smile rule. Morning smile. Before checking your phone, smile at yourself in the mirror for 30 seconds. Feel ridiculous? Good. That's your ego dying. Midday smile. When something frustrates you, traffic, a rude email, a setback, smile. Not at the situation, at your reaction to it. You're training your brain to see obstacles differently. Evening smile. Before bed, smile and recall one thing that went well, not 5 things. 1. Quality over quantity. The Stoics called this amor fati, love of fate. You're training yourself to accept reality and find peace in it. Now, here's where most people mess this up. They try these strategies in isolation, but watch what happens when we combine strategy number 1, number 2, and number 3. You set your priority, you show up with confidence, and you maintain emotional control. That's a system, not a collection of tips, but it gets better. Strategy number 4 introduces the dark side of Stoicism that nobody talks about. Strategy number 4, the elimination protocol. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some people in your life are killing you slowly, not with knives, with negativity, with drama, with constant demands on your energy. The Stoics were ruthless about this. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Notice he didn't say, "Be nice to everyone." He said associate, meaning spend your precious time with people who elevate you. Strategy number 4, the energy audit. Take out your phone right now. Scroll through your recent contacts and messages. For each person, ask, after talking to them, do I feel energized or drained? Be honest, brutally honest, then create 3 lists. Green list, people who inspire, challenge, and support you. Increase contact. Yellow list, neutral people. Maintain, but don't prioritize. Red list, energy vampires. People who complain constantly, create drama, or make you feel worse about yourself. Here's the Stoic move. You don't owe red list people an explanation. You don't owe them your time. You don't owe them anything except basic human courtesy. But they're family, Seneca again. You have to limit the amount of time you spend with people who drain you, even if they're family. This is hard, really hard. But here's what the Stoics knew. Every hour spent with toxic people is an hour stolen from your purpose. Set boundaries. Limit contact. Choose yourself. And if you feel guilty, that's good. It means you're breaking free from people-pleasing programming. Strategy number 5, the chaos doctrine. Let me tell you about the worst day of Marcus Aurelius's life. Actually, I can't, because he had so many worse days that historians can't agree which was worst. War, plague, betrayal, death. And yet, in the middle of absolute chaos, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Strategy number 5, chaos training. Most people wait for calm to feel calm. Stoics create calm in chaos. Here's the technique that changed my life. The 4-4-4 breath. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Breathe out for 4 counts. Hold empty for 4 counts. Do this 3 times when stress hits. Why does this work? Because you can't control the external chaos. But you can control your breath. And your breath controls your nervous system. But here's the deeper principle. The Stoics trained for chaos before it arrived. Seneca practiced poverty 1 week every month. He'd sleep on the floor, eat simple food, wear rough clothes. Why? So when real hardship came, he was ready. Your practice. Once a week, choose voluntary discomfort. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, sleep without your phone. Sit in silence for an hour. You're not punishing yourself. You're building resilience, because here's what the Stoics knew. If you can't handle voluntary discomfort, you'll be destroyed by involuntary suffering. And this connects directly to strategy number 6, which is probably the most controversial thing I'll say today. Stay with me, because this one separates pretenders from practitioners. Chica strategy. 6. The direction mandate. Follow your passion. Do what makes you happy. Live your truth. The Stoics would have laughed at these platitudes. Passion fades, happiness fluctuates. Your truth changes with your mood. They taught something different: direction. Strategy number 6, the 3-question framework. Grab paper, answer these honestly. Question 1, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Write it. Don't edit, don't judge, just write. Question 2, what would I regret not doing on my deathbed? Marcus Aurelius constantly reflected on death, not morbidly, strategically. Death clarifies what matters. Question 3, what can I do today that moves me toward that? Not tomorrow, today. Here's the Stoic principle: you don't find your direction, you choose it. Epictetus: first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Notice the order. First decide who you'll be, then act. Most people do it backwards. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for the perfect plan. They wait for permission. Stoics don't wait. They decide, then they move. Your direction doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. And here's the key. Once you set your direction, obstacles become irrelevant, not because they disappear, but because you expect them. Which leads us to strategy number 7. Devio. Strategy number 7, the stand principle. You will be tested, not might be, will be. People will criticize your choices, mock your values, tell you you're wrong. The Stoics faced this constantly. Cato the Younger opposed Julius Caesar and died for it. Seneca advised Nero until Nero forced him to commit suicide. They stood anyway. Strategy number 7, define your non-negotiables. What are the 3 principles you won't compromise? Not 10. 3. For me, 1. Integrity over convenience. 2. Growth over comfort. 3. Truth over popularity. For you, only you can decide. But here's the critical part. Write them down. Physically, on paper. Why? Because when the pressure comes, and it will, you need to know what you stand for before emotions cloud your judgment. Epictetus: first learn the meaning of what you say and then speak. Modern translation: know your values before you're tested, and make no mistake, you'll lose people when you take your stand. Friends might leave, opportunities might disappear, comfort will definitely vanish. The Stoics say, good. Those losses reveal what was never truly yours. They clear space for what actually matters. Your stand isn't about being right. It's about being true to yourself when everything screams at you to compromise. Listen, we're halfway through, and if you've made it this far, you're different. Most people quit when things get uncomfortable, but you're still here. That tells me something about you. Do me one favor, screenshot this moment and share it with one person who needs to hear this. Tag them, challenge them, because transformation isn't meant to be experienced alone. Okay, back to strategy number 8. This one's about something the Stoics mastered that modern society completely forgot. Strategy number 8, the wit weapon. You think Stoics were serious and boring? Wrong. Marcus Aurelius had a wicked sense of humor. Seneca wrote comedies. Epictetus was known for his sharp wit. Why? Because humor is a weapon against suffering. Strategy number 8. Cultivate strategic humor. This isn't about being funny, it's about perspective. When something goes wrong, the Stoic asks, will this matter in 5 years? Usually the answer is no, and that's kind of hilarious. You're stressed about traffic? In 5 years you won't remember it. Someone said something rude? In 5 years they won't even remember saying it. You made a mistake, in 5 years it'll be a story. Seneca. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Humor short-circuits that imagination. Practical application. When something frustrates you today, pause and say out loud, this is ridiculous. Not to dismiss it, to shrink it to its actual size. The Stoics knew that taking life seriously is different from taking everything seriously. Take your values seriously, take your commitments seriously. But traffic, bad weather, someone's opinion of you? Find the humor, because here's the truth. If you can laugh at it, it can't control you. Brown, strategy. Number 9, the respect code. Here's a paradox. The Stoics demanded respect by giving it first. Marcus Aurelius wrote about annoying people every morning. Then he reminded himself to treat them with respect anyway. Not because they deserved it, because he was better than his frustration. Strategy number 9, respect as power. Most people think respect is about being nice. Stoics know it's about being strong. When someone disrespects you, you have 2 options. Option 1, react emotionally. Argue, get angry, prove them wrong. Option 2, respond with calm respect, not agreement, just acknowledgement that they have their perspective. Which option shows more strength? Epictetus. If someone speaks badly of you, don't defend yourself against the accusations. Respond with, they obviously don't know about my other faults, or they would have mentioned those too. That's not weakness. That's power. You're so secure that their opinion can't shake you. But here's the key. Respect everyone, but don't tolerate disrespect. There's a difference between being respectful and being a doormat. Stoics respect everyone's humanity, but they set boundaries with people who repeatedly violate their own. You can say no respectfully. You can disagree respectfully. You can even cut someone off respectfully. Respect isn't about saying yes. It's about maintaining your dignity while protecting your peace. Dagger, strategy, Dagger 10, the boundary fortress, the most violated principle in modern life, boundaries. People expect instant responses, constant availability, unlimited access to your time and energy. The Stoics would be horrified. Strategy. K10, the boundary system. Here are the 3 boundaries every Stoic needs. Time boundaries. Define when you're available and when you're not. Then enforce it. Example, I don't check emails after 6 p.m. Not sometimes, never. Energy boundaries. Some activities drain you, some recharge you. Schedule both. Example, I need 30 minutes alone after work before engaging with anyone. Emotional boundaries. You're not responsible for other people's feelings. Example, I can care about your situation without fixing it for you. Here's what happens when you set boundaries. People get upset. Good. Seneca. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor. People who demand unlimited access to you are emotionally poor. They want you to fill their emptiness. That's not your job. Your job is to protect your inner fortress, to guard your peace like Marcus Aurelius guarded Rome. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. They let the right things in and keep the wrong things out. And here's the liberating truth. You don't need permission to set boundaries. You don't need to explain them. You don't need to justify them. You just need to enforce them. Dr. So. Strategy, Dr. 11, the Purge Protocol Final Strategy, the one that ties everything together. You can do strategies 110 perfectly, but if you don't do this, you'll fail. Strategy Chapter 11, eliminate negative energy sources, not manage them, eliminate them. The Stoics were clear. You become what you consume. Audit these 5 areas. Media consumption. What are you reading? watching, listening to. If it makes you anxious, angry, or envious, cut it. Social media. Unfollow anyone who makes you feel worse about yourself. I don't care if they're successful. They're poison to your path. Physical environment. Clutter creates mental chaos. Clean your space. The Stoics believed in simplicity for a reason. Habits. What do you do daily that drains you? Late night scrolling, junk food, complaining. Thoughts. This is the big one. Your own negative thoughts are often the worst enemy. Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Here's the practice. Every time you catch a negative thought, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. This won't work. Pause, then reframe. I'm learning how to do this. I'm becoming better. This is hard, but I'm capable. It sounds simple. It's not. It's the hardest work you'll ever do. Because negativity is comfortable, familiar, easy. Eliminating it requires constant vigilance. But here's what happens when you do. You reclaim massive amounts of energy, clarity, focus. The Stoics called this apatheia. Not apathy, but freedom from destructive emotions. You stop wasting energy on things you can't control, and you focus all your power on what you can. Rapture integration. Let's bring this home. You've just learned 11 strategies, but here's the truth. Knowing them means nothing. The Stoics didn't write philosophy to be read, they wrote it to be lived. So here's your challenge. Today, not tomorrow, today, choose one strategy, just one. Master it this week, then add the next. Because here's what I've learned. One strategy practiced beats 11 strategies known. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." So let me ask you, are you going to embody this? Or are you going to be like the thousands of people who watch this, feel inspired for 20 minutes, then return to the same life? The Stoics faced plagues, wars, betrayals, death. You're facing stress, deadlines, difficult people, uncertainty, same principles, different battlefield. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations never intending anyone to read them. He was writing to himself, reminding himself daily how to think, act, and live. That's what you need to do, not read about Stoicism. Practice it. Because here's the final truth. Your life won't change because you heard these strategies. It'll change when you live them. When you wake up tomorrow and set your priority before checking your phone. When you stand in front of the mirror and smile even though you feel like crap. When you set a boundary and hold it despite the pushback. When you eliminate one source of negative energy, that's when transformation happens. Not in the learning, in the doing. Before you go, I need you to do two things. First, subscribe and turn on notifications. Why? Because I'm releasing a 30-day Stoic challenge next week. Each day, one practice, one challenge, one transformation. Second, comment below with the one strategy you're implementing today, not all 11. 1. Hold yourself accountable. And if you found value here, share this with someone who's struggling, someone who needs to hear that they have more control than they think. Because that's what Stoicism teaches us. We can't control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. And that response, that's where your power lives. The ancient Stoics faced chaos and found peace. Now it's your turn. Stay strong, stay focused, and remember, the obstacle is the way.